This is the Optibike R11. It's their top-of-the-line offering, and it's actually meant to be ridden exclusively off-road, in part because its top speed is actually about 35 instead of the legal 20 limit. And you can, of course, control that because this is a twist throttle design, but still, it's really geared towards that off-road market, and this thing will definitely take you right up the mountain. It's super powerful, both the motor, the battery, everything about this. We've got this huge, oversized, long travel Fox Talas in the front. You've got mid suspension, and you'll notice all the weight on this bike. Battery pack is right here, motor's right here. It's all centered, it's all low to the ground, so it's actually very stable. And this, you can see a cutaway. There's the battery right in sort of the down tube, control system up here, and then there's all the charging ports and stuff. So that's what it looks like inside. Now, it is fairly heavy, in part because it's got that front suspension and motor. It's a 63-pound bike, and this bike is also fairly expensive. It's $13,990. That's a lot to spend, but this thing is custom built in America, custom fab. I mean, just look at the frame there. There's really nothing like this out there. They offer great support. They've got an amazing workshop. I've done a little video on that at the site too, but let's just jump into the specs here. This is an 1100 watt geared mid-drive, and you can see, that's it right there. And essentially what that does is it pulls on this huge chain ring on the front as if you were pedaling. So when you twist that throttle up there, it just and it turns that, and then it actually leverages whichever gear you've got set up in the rear. And that's actually internally geared rear hub by roll-off. It's 14 speeds to choose from. Those are all selected right up here on that twist throttle that you can see, and it works great. You can imagine if you come to a stop, or maybe you're climbing or something like that, being able to shift with that hub is a lot easier, and you're also you don't have the same cassette that's going to be exposed to dust and debris. You can keep the chain a lot tighter, so it's not going to fly off or potentially hit that chainstay in the same way that other mountain bikes do. While we're looking at this stuff back here, check out this oversized hydraulic disc brakes that this thing has. Avid Code is what we're looking at here, and this is 180 millimeter, 200 millimeter on the front. Again, just offers a ton of stopping power. Great system, and you might have noticed these are 20 millimeter through axles. Okay, so that's just going to help to keep it stable and give you that really consistent freewheeling as you're going down bombing a trail perhaps. It's just reinforced right here. This is what you use for like bombers and big bikes, and that's kind of what this is. I mean, given the weight of the system, but it's still got a lot of extras. So let me keep going. You'll notice the front fender. It actually comes with a rear fender. It's off right now, but both of those are sort of plastic, but they're very very solid. And you'll notice these are 26-inch wheels, and so when you're turning the bike like this, you can imagine if you were pedaling. Oh no! The fact that it has a kickstand is nice. There we go. Got the kickstand out of the way. You'll notice that if this was a 29er, as you're pedaling, it's a lot easier to like kick that front fender. That's not the case here. It actually stays out of the way. The rear one keeps you dry. The reason it's off is because you can actually extend your range with another battery pack that bolts on right here in place of the fender, which is pretty cool. And the way the system works, first of all, again, the battery's right here, the controller's right here. You can remove the battery, but not very easily. I mean, you actually have to unscrew it and stuff. And it's kind of better to just leave it in, which means you're going to be taking this thing into your house. You pop that little lid off right there, and then plug it in and charge it. And then when you're ready to go, this switch picks either the rear battery pack, which we don't have right now, and again, that's about $2,300 extra if you want to extend the range, or the front battery pack. So once you've done that, you come up here, switch the bike on like that, flashes for a few seconds, and it's got this amazing headlight. Look at these things, just super bright. It's actually going to help you be seen by cars if you're riding this on the road or whatever. And that's what I meant earlier. Yeah, it's an expensive bike, but this thing is built like a car in a lot of ways. And they actually do throw in a little rear light, but It's not on this bike either. So, gosh, I mean, I've kind of zipped through all the specs. It'll be fun to hop on this thing, show you how it rides. I think the one thing I noticed on this bike, as compared with some other bikes that have like hub motors and stuff, is that you can hear that mid-drive motor a little bit more. So as soon as you twist the throttle, first of all, the thing has a ton of torque, and it's very easy to wheelie this thing. So you want to ease into it. And again, it's pulling on whichever gear you've got, so you can optimize the ride for speed or for climbing. But in my experience, this motor is just super powerful. Again, 1100 watt motor. I skipped over the battery earlier. This is 48 volt, 18 amp hour. That's quite a bit. The battery chemistry on this bike is lithium ion cobalt. It's designed to have higher energy density, which keeps the bike lighter overall. And they actually offer an amazing 3-year warranty on the battery, 1-year warranty on the bike frame itself. And anyway, that's a pretty generous offering, and they recommend you top the battery off once every couple of months and keep it charged. That's how you're going to prolong the life of those batteries. This system is powerful. It's got decent range, but again, it's so powerful that you just want to be careful when you're climbing. And it does make a little bit more noise. It's kind of a ring. You hear it going. So here we go. I flicked it on. I could just basically turn that and you'd see it. Actually, let me do that without getting on. I've never done this before. Let's see how. So here's there. You can just kind of hear it. You can see it turning right in there when I do that. So that's how the system works. That's it. There's no pedal assist or anything. It's more like a dirt bike. Soaking up all those bumps with the suspension. Then if I twist the throttle, whew, the thing just wants to go. I'm trying to show you the side with the chainring, but there we go. So I've been riding back and forth on this thing, taking it around the block, across the grass and stuff. It's worth noting, this is a jumpier bike. With all that torque and the twist throttle, it can kind of jump around. I think this is definitely best for someone who has good balance. It only comes with one frame size, so a lot of the adjustments you're making have to do more with the handlebars and seat position. And again, I could just see, if you're riding this and you slipped or something, the bike's going to take off. So make sure you're someone who has a little bit of balance. I'm going to show that one more time here. Let's see here. From standstill. Whoa! See that? There's your one-handed mini wheelie. I mean, this thing takes off, and that's a good thing in a lot of ways, but if you're just commuting or something, and maybe this is like your first electric bike, make sure you know how to hold on tight. So that is it. That's the Optibike R11, top of the line. For the full written review on this and other Optibikes, check out ElectricBikeReview.com. I'll see you there.